for the technical difficulties, everybody. Sana naman hindi kayo malis habang nag-aayos kami. So,
Okay, totoo na.
Totoo na to.
Ulitin natin.
Ah,
Welcome to Love and All That!
welcome, everybody. This is your host, David Yeno, and
I'm Shelo.
welcome to our tiny show called Love and All That, where we discuss family, love, parenting, life, at ano pa, many other things.
Oh! Ayan, okay. Very interesting topic tonight.
Ano ba topic natin tonight?
It's round 1. Fight!
Mag-UFC ba tayo? Yun ba yung topic natin tonight, UFC?
It's all about fighting. Fighting in relationships. Bakit nga ba this topic ang ating naisip for this evening?
Mag-aaway pa tayo?
Hindi kasi 'di ba, a lot of relationships have been strained because of fighting.
Yes.
And hindi naman talaga maiiwasan.
Normal lang naman yun sa couples eh.
Mm-mm.
It's normal for couples to fight. And maraming nagsasabi na parang, we don't fight. We really don't fight. Then there's something wrong with your...
Actually, that's also one thing. When somebody says na they don't fight, parang kind of red flag din yun. Yung parang they don't have any disagreements or... Kasi, imposibleng wala silang disagreements. Maybe they just don't parang see the... Maybe they just fight in a different way.
Yes. Yung, marami kasing ways na we fight it. But most of the time, we get it from our parents.
Oo.
If we haven't had the proper instruction on how to fight, usually we get it from our parents. And ano bang mga fighting style ng parents natin? Sigawan, minsan,
Drunken master.
drunken master, mantis. Mantis
Praying
style.
mantis.
Tiger style.
Tiger. Oo, actually, kasi yung conflict resolution patterns, nakikita rin natin sa mga parents natin. Kasi syempre, yun yung model natin. And sadly, minsan, we're not aware na na-absorb na pala natin yung ganung mga styles ng ating parents.
Well, usually as with everything, na-absorb naman talaga natin everything our parents do, especially if we don't have the proper instruction
Oo.
or guidance.
And again, self-awareness. But the good thing is, there's a way to fight, di ba? There's a skill to fight fair,
Fair.
to have a respectful discourse, di ba? Pero,
Without physical violence.
yeah, without physical violence and with less emotional hurt and trauma. Both, not only for couples, but also for kids and, yeah, their children. Ano ba yung mga common reasons for fights?
Marami. Depende sa tao. Most of the time, narinig ko couples fight about money. Lalo pag married na. Some couples fight about parenting. How one part of the parenting couple parents the child differently from the other.
Oo. Mabigat na usapan yan pag may difference when it comes to parenting. A lot of, yung mga conflict, mga away, minsan because of basic personality differences, di ba? We're all different naman. We don't marry our clones.
Yes.
Di ba? Otherwise, it would be a boring...
It's exactly that difference that makes us fight.
Mm-mm.
Kasi we already have established a set of beliefs and a set of behavior before we got married. Kasi we've lived all our growing lives before we got married. So it's a fully developed person. Then you go into a relationship where you encounter each other 24/7, 7 days a week.
Oo. Kumbaga parang nasanay ka na dun sa mga patterns na yun growing up, and then you bring it to your marriage kasama ng wife mo and your family or husband or family. And then there's also basic male and female differences. Diba?
Kasi, especially when it comes to problems, women just want to let it out. Guys want to fix it.
Oh,
In general.
I don't know, agree ba yung mga audience natin dyan?
Ganun ba ang mga lalaki?
Pero napansin ko rin ngayon na ang tendency ng mga lalaki is to problem solve right away. O sige, anong solusyon natin? Anong gagawin natin? Yung mga girls naman, they want to talk about it first. Minsan, they don't want it solved right away. They just want to say it. They just want to express it, diba? Pero si lalaki naman, oh, there's something wrong, I have to fix it. I have to do something about it. Yun. And, naniniwala ka ba dun sa idea na females can parang multitask or think a lot of things simultaneously, tapos ang mga lalaki, one-track mind lang?
Mostly yung females have their topics interconnected.
Mhm.
That's not necessarily multitasking, pero this one affects this one, this one affects this one, this one affects this one. Well, guys, this is the topic that I'm talking about now, and this is the topic that I'm going to stick to.
Oo. So, parang, talaga, focus, tunnel vision, ganyan. And a lot of these things daw are actually evolutionary. Di ba?
How?
Wait. I'm trying to remember. Yung parang, in the same way na why women are not very good with directions. Pero women are very good in observing social cues. Like, yung parang madaling makapick up ng mga non-verbals ang babae. Kaya ang mga lalaki, dense.
Pero ba yun? Hindi sinatawag mong dense. Ano ba dense? How dense is dense?
Hindi, di ba? Parang yung mga babae na frustrate na sila. Kasi, ano ba? Hindi mo ba magets? Yung usual example na, okay ka lang? Oo. Ganon. Or, ano yun? Wala. Yung ganon. Tapos sasabihin ng lalaki, wala pala eh. Di ba? Pero actually, meron. But, it's in the non-verbals.
Yes.
Kasi nga, women before, yung hunter-gatherer phase pa, women nga are left in the caves to take care of the children, ganyan. So, kailangan talaga nila yung non-verbal cues ma-develop. Pero yung navigating, hindi masyado kasi nga, they stay in the house. Tama, di ba? Makes sense.
Okay. Medyo stereotypical, but okay.
Yeah, it's evolutionary. And yes, hunger also
So explain to
influence.
me, this is why, pag ikaw pinapanavigate with a map, tumatayo ka dun sa map.
Hoy, hindi ako ganon.
Laglagan na
Si ano yan, si Joey Tribbiani sa Friends. Hindi ako ganon. Pero aminado ako, hindi ako masyadong magaling sa directions. Pero, I am not afraid to ask. Bakit ang mga lalaki hindi nagtatanong?
Kasi it diminishes our ability to navigate.
So there, yun yung mga male and female differences na some of it nga evolutionary, physiological. Kaya rin nag-aaway madalas or yung mga couples nga. Kasi kailangan may konting awareness and acknowledgement ka rin of these differences. And another common issue is when you put your emotional baggage in your marriage. Oo.
Yes. Well, tayo naman lahat, meron tayong lahat na quirks and...
Oo, lahat naman tayo may mga dinadala. Oo. Pero very interesting yung napakinggan natin 2 days ago. Ang sabi, two people, the husband and the wife should work on their own happiness separately. 'Di ba? And that happiness they bring to the marriage. Ako, parang interesting lang yun for me kasi may mga taong nag-iisip na they want to marry somebody so they can be happy.
They want to marry somebody for that person to make them happy.
Yes.
Which is a little bit worse.
Yes. Hindi naman worse, pero parang ano ba siya? It can pose a lot of problems or issues in the future. Parang hindi naman ibig sabihin na you won't find happiness in your relationship or in your husband or in your wife. Pero syempre, parang you work on your own happiness and you bring that to the marriage. You don't expect others to give you that happiness. Yan. So, yan. Mga emotional baggage. Mga problema nung childhood na nadadala sa while in a relationship. Yan. Pero
So-
very interesting. Meron ding sa Discovery Weekend, meron tayong tinatawag na marriage inventory.
Yes, we do.
Oo.
This is a set of things that couples rarely discuss before they go into marriage. So ang maraming topics yon. May kasamang how to handle your in-laws, which is also a very good source of conflict.
Oo, lalo na
kasi-
in the Philippine setting.
Oo, kasi a lot of Filipinos after they get married, they live with their parents.
Oo.
Under the roof of the parents. So, syempre, maraming conflict yun. Kasi the partner who married into the family is not very used to the small cues that the family follows that is not very much aware of. Like, for example, yung tatay pala, dapat una kumuha ng kanin before everybody else. Tapos siya kumuha na, syempre nagugutom. O, isa na yun. Ano pa? How you talk to your elders, different sa family niya, different naman dito sa family that's married into. Another point of conflict naman.
Mga parenting issues ng mga magtitito, tita, pinsan, ganyan.
Yun.
Oo, so very complicated mix of things.
Hindi marami pa ano pang topics nandun. Sex.
Sa marriage inventory.
Sa marriage inventory. Dinidiscuss din yan sa marriage inventory, which is very important in a marriage setting.
Oo.
Kasi syempre, merong preference yung isa na ayaw naman ng isa. Tapos yung isa unfulfilled kasi hindi na nasunod yung gusto niya.
Mga 50 Shades of
Away na
Grey
naman
ba?
yun. Grabe naman. Extreme naman yung sa'yo, 50 Shades.
Hindi, pero I think magandang topic din yan in the future. Parang how to develop a healthy attitude towards sex. Kasi meron tayong mga naririnig na, I mean, sa isang relationship, importante rin yan eh. Kaya may mga couples na naghihiwalay kasi hindi very healthy yung attitude towards this and open.
Kasi syempre, sex naman here in the Philippines isn't discussed openly like that. Tabu sa atin yan eh. Especially from the both of us.
Yung pa yung ligo, tabu.
Coming from two very Catholic schools, you are from a convent school, somewhere there, up in the mountains.
Yeah.
Ako from a Jesuit school, somewhere there in the south.
Okay.
So, ang nangyayari dyan, talagang tabu siya. You're not supposed to discuss it. Nobody's supposed to talk about it.
Well, ang point lang naman nito is you get to talk about these things before you get married.
Yes.
Parang maganda dito talaga, very proactive ang approach nyo. Hindi yung magkakagulatan na lang na, ayaw mo pala niyan, or akala ko ganito yung iniisip, akala ko ganito yung plano natin, yun pala hindi. So yun, maganda yung ganon. May pagka-proactive yung approach.
Meron na kayong point of reference na ito pala gusto ko noon, ito pa yung gusto niyo noon, at hindi tayo mag-clash.
Oo.
Kasi these things talaga, hindi talaga pinag-usapan eh. Sobrang proactive nyo.
Pero syempre, hindi rin talaga maiiwasan ang fight or conflict. So, let's get to the meat of this show. Ano
yes.
ba ang mga skills na kailangan to have a fair fight, to have a
Okay,
respectful discourse?
Let's illustrate the scene. Okay. Let's take for example...
Kinakabahan ako. Ano yan?
Bakit?
Anong scene yan?
Hindi, like for example, si wifey, galing siya sa trabaho. Pag uwi niya, marami siyang kailangan gawin sa bahay. For example, ilagay yung laundry sa laundry basket, yung tapos yung husband pag uwi, yung task naman niya, paliguan yung anak niya. Ganon. So, syempre, divided yung tasks nila. Just so happens na hindi nagawa ng wifey yung task niya. Yung husband naman, nakalimutan pick upin yung anak sa eskwelahan.
Oh, grabe naman yun.
Grabe na, extreme nga case nga. So, nag-away na sila. Pinikap ng asawa, pagdating niya, nagkainitan na. So, how do we resolve this now? Anong mangyayari? Usually, ang nangyayari, magsisigawan mo na yan. In a more extreme case, may magbabatuhan.
Either sigawan or silent treatment.
Silent treatment. Depende kung anong natutunan nyo sa parents ninyo. Minsan, yung babae nagkukulong sa kwarto, ay kausapin yung lalaki na didemote into as floor manager, na matutulog siya sa sahig or sa couch. Minsan naman, yung babae dakdak ng dakdak, yung lalaki naman talagang magtatago na lang. So these are the things that happen when nag-aaway. But how are you supposed to fight fairly?
Okay.
How do you fight without hurting anybody?
Okay. Yung example mo kasi parang medyo extreme eh. Parang naiwanan yung anak. So, yan talaga magkikick in na yung yung limbic system mo, yung survival mode mo, 'di ba? Pero normally, pwede ba natin palitan yung example?
Anong example
Parang
mo?
masyadong
Sige,
extreme eh.
extreme yung akin.
Sige, let's use that na. Siyempre, hindi mo kakausapin yung asawa mo nang nasa, angry mode. Parang, for me, kung gusto nyong makakuha ng magandang resulta sa inyong fight or sa inyong conflict, wag muna kayong mag-usap kapag galit pa kayo sa isa't isa.
Step 1.
Meron tayong tinatawag na guide. At nakuha natin to sa ating mga mentors sa
Kasi
Discovery Weekend.
Even before Shelo and I got married, we wanted a relationship to be smoother than usual. So, before we got married, nag-mentoring na kami. And one of the very first topics that we learned from our mentors was fighting in anger. How you handle anger and how you handle fighting with your partner without hurting each other. So, kumbaga, this topic is a little bit near and dear to our hearts. And we want to imbibe that knowledge with you guys. Kasi nga, natapos namin yung fighting in anger course all
4 ba siya?
four sessions. Talagang tinapos namin yun.
Ang isa sa mga natutunan namin doon is do not engage if you are experiencing yung HALT. Yung tinatawag nilang HALT. H for hungry, A for angry, L for, ano yung L? Low? Low energy? No. Low is lethargic. T is for tired. Yun. In other words, hindi, yung resources mo, hindi optimum or optimal for engaging with a loving conversation.
In those conditions, wala papasok sa utak mo talaga.
Oo. So, dapat cool down.
Kung pagod ka, rest. Kung gutom ka, kumain ka muna. Kung medyo taliro pa yung utak mo, gather your senses muna, mag-nap ka muna or something. Kumbaga, if you're in no condition to fight properly, then don't.
Paano kung nasa problem-solving mode na yung isa sa mga couple? Like, ayusin na natin to. Ayokong ganito. Paano yon?
Time out.
Paano yung time out?
Time out is, you have to make a deal with your partner called a time out deal. Na if one or the other you think is not very much ready to talk, mag-hand signs kayo. Kami ni Shelo, we have a hand sign. We made a deal a long time ago. And it's the timeout sign sa basketball.
Time.
So if we see one of us throwing that timeout sign, disengage muna sa away.
Disengage. Warning. Kasi wala namang, both parties might end up saying things that they will both regret later on, do things or say things. Kasi actually, kung galit ka, you are not in problem-solving, thinking mode. You are in angry mode eh. Kumbaga, your higher level thinking part of your brain is not activated. You are overwhelmed by yung mga mas primal instincts.
And usually, pag nandyan ka na, fight or flight response yan. And we know when it's flight and fight response, automatically, talagang you're out there to hurt the other party.
Oo.
So,
However, parang later on mo na lang marirealize na nasaktan mo na pala siya.
So,
Oo.
kumbaga, if you're not in the halt, what is the halt again?
Hungry, angry, lethargic,
and
tired.
tired.
Oo. So, do your, your own relaxation technique. Ano bang gusto mo drink cold water, meditate,
And
blow bubbles.
When you tell your partner to time out muna, mag-set kayo ng time to talk later on. Automatic yan. Kasi hindi niyan pwedeng na time out muna tapos hindi na babalikan. You still have to settle it. Lalo na for guys na problem solving kami.
Oo.
We really have to settle it. So, ang kailangan gawin is, pag nag-time out, mamaya natin mag-usap, siguro give me 1 hour, give me 2 hours. Ganun.
Kasi minsan naiiwan sa ere, di ba?
Oo,
Parang, and then, nakakalimutan na yung issue, and then, babalik uli, ganyan.
Or mas malala, nababaon.
Nababaon.
Oo,
Tapos,
yun ang mas malala.
later on, inuungkat at ginagawang weapon.
Ayan, yun na yung mga tinatawag natin hidden daggers. Kasi hindi na resolve, so ipapatumuli sa partner mo next time mag-away kayo.
So, paano mo nga sasabihin sa partner mo kung, yun nga, parang ito yung nangyari. Gawin na natin yung example mo kanina na nakalimutan sunduin yung anak. Tapos, sige, nakapag okay na yung anak, safe na at home, at everybody's at home, safe and calm, pwede na silang mag-usap. Paano nila sisimulan yon?
Siyempre, kids, lahat ng anak, huwag muna they're in their presence. Kasi mahirap na makita ng mga bata na nag-aaway yung couple. Number 2, pag okay na lahat, yung nasunod na yung halt, upo, hold hands. Now, bakit kailangan mag-hold hands?
Ewan, bakit?
Okay. Number 1 is so that makikita ng partner nyo na sincere kayo.
Okay.
Number 1. And number 2, to stop the partner from physically hurting you.
Para hindi ka sapakin.
Hindi ka sapakin, hindi ka sampakin, hindi bubunot ng kutsilyo.
Hindi, tsaka parang,
Importanteng may holding hands.
naisip ko lang din, magandang way din yan to check kung kalmado na ba talaga yung partner mo. Kasi, di ba pag galit tayo, don't touch me.
Oo,
Diba ganon?
don't touch me.
Oh, so, parang check mo, pwede na bang i-touch? Kasi kung hindi, sasabog. Parang bigla kang hahampasin. So, yeah. And, minsan, iba-iba rin eh. Yung iba, okay sa kanila yung holding hands. Yung iba, kahit hug muna, hug lang muna. Para lang, alam mo yun, release the happy hormones muna and then talk. May isang funny advice din before na you dialogue naked.
Yes.
I don't know why.
It's funny advice daw, pero it actually daw kind of works.
I don't know why. It's weird.
No, kasi being naked is very disarming eh. It's hard to be prideful.
Proud?
Prideful. It's hard to be very, very proud. Naisip ko kasi prideful, not proud, kasi parang
Full of pride.
may part pagka-defensive kasi.
Okay.
So, kung pag sinabi mo kasi proud, it could have other meanings eh. So, tipong masyado kang believe sa sarili mo, ganun. Tapos, yung attitude mo na, I'm right, you're wrong, nawawala yun pag ubad kayo eh.
Oo. So, parang literal na you bear it all. 'Di ba? Parang literally and physically, and you lower down your defenses. Yun ang authenticity. Although, ako personally, medyo, hindi yata natin style yun.
Hindi nga.
Pero may mga iba nga style yun. And then,
Fighting naked?
tapos after nun, edi make up na.
Why can't it be our style? I want to try that style.
Okay, moving on.
Well,
Yun.
you know, if it works, it works.
Yeah.
Try it out.
Oo.
Sa mga couple listeners natin dyan, if you think that it can help, na disarming sa inyong dalawa, mag-fight naked, then fight naked.
Okay. So, yan. After nun na, yun nga, hug or hold hands or fight naked, and ready na kayo to finally dialogue, you use what we call the iMessage. The iMessage is you state what you felt what happened
Mm.
and what parang possible requests maybe we can blank. So, for example, dun sa situation na yun, I felt, worried para sa anak natin, angry, galit, kasi bakit mo nakalimutan sunduin yung anak natin? So yun, worried, galit. Sana sa susunod, wag mong kalimutan yung mga bagay na ganyan na importante.
Tapos, importante that you're not going to use accusatory words. Like, ikaw kasi,
Oo.
ginawa mo to, ikaw kasi ganyan, ikaw kasi.
Normally kasi pag nasa angry mode ka, ano ba naman yan? Napaka-irresponsable mong tatay. Kawawa naman yung anak mo, di ba?
Yes.
Oo.
So, syempre, that automatically makes the other party defensive. Oo.
But this is really, really a challenge. Like,
Oo.
kami parang
That's
it's
true.
still a work in progress.
Yeah, we took the course many years ago and we've been married for 8 years. We've been trying to practice this every time we fight, pero hanggang ngayon, hindi na pa rin namin perfect.
Oo.
Even couples in our
Oo.
mentoring group, and they've been married for 25 years, 20 years, 25 years,
Oo.
hindi pa rin nila perfect. Pero the thing is, you're trying to.
Oo. And because this is a skill, you can keep on working at it. You can keep on developing it. Yan. So, siguro yung iba nagtatanong, why that formula? Bakit I felt blank when you blank? Maybe we can blank, or alam mo, naramdaman ko to nung ginawa mo to, sana ganito na lang yung gawin mo sa susunod. Bakit nag-feelings muna sa start? Alam mo yung sagot, di ba?
Bakit nga ba
Alam mo yung sagot, di ba?
The reason why we use feeling words is because we are trying to illustrate to our partner the way we feel about the situation rather than anong nangyari, paano i-solve. We're asking them to put themselves in our shoes. And that is why you use feeling words. And also, feelings are neither right nor wrong. It's a feeling is a emotional response to an event, to a person, to anything. So it's an immediate response. It's something that you cannot just filter right away. Kasi it's an instinctual response. So, kung ipapakita mo yun sa partner mo, sasabihin mo, I feel ganito when this happened. Ang una niyang maiisip is, una, you're not blaming him. Walang blame na binabato. Pangalawa, he's asking you to step into my shoes.
Parang it's a call for empathy. Ganon.
Yes.
Pero what if sabihin naman ng partner na, kasalanan ko ba na yan yung naramdaman mo? Parang ganon.
Well, it's not anybody's fault. This is just how I feel about the situation. And I'm just showing you how I feel.
Yeah.
So that you'd understand what I'm feeling right
So,
now.
siguro dapat, before the couple would try this, dapat malinaw na, from the very start, you are both on each other's side. Kumbaga, magkakampi kayo. Hindi yung blame game, na kasalanan mo, kasalanan ko. You're both on one side. It's just that, ito yung nangyari, ito yung naramdaman mo. And maganda nga yung point mo na it invites empathy.
Kasi yung point na pag sinabi mong we are fighting, automatically adversarial ang iniisip ng mga tao. Which is natural. Kasi when you're fighting, you're competing. Sino mo mananalo. Pero fighting within a marriage, if you're adversarial, nobody wins. So fighting in a marriage is not about who will win. It's not about who is right and who is wrong. Fighting in a marriage is all about how do we bring ourselves to a calmer state and how do we resolve it.
Yeah. Tsaka sa bagay, yung naming the feeling din also helps the person calm down. And then after that, then they can go to problem-solving mode.
Yes. Kasi pag wala pa yung kalma ko, yung problem na susod dyan. In fact, it worsens. Lalo na pag magkagalit kayo, tapos saka kayo nag-uusap, tapos lalabas na yung mga issue na hindi dapat ilalabas before. Like, nanay mo kasi, ganyan. So, na-involve na ngayon yung in-laws. So, parang, that's another one of the rules. Keep it between the two of you. Do not involve another party. Hindi pwede, hindi, number one rule, never bring another party into the fight. Kasi you're begging for that party to take sides.
So, kumbaga talagang kayong dalawa lang, just the couple.
Exactly.
Oo. Pero hindi ba minsan kailangan mo rin ng kausap about, kunyari, syempre, your partner sana yung kausap mo, pero minsan din, hindi ka pa ready kausapin yung partner mo. Anong pwede mong gawin sa mga situation na ganun?
Well, sa ating case, we were advised that meron tayong pre-approved list of people that we can tell about our couple problems. Ano ba itong pre-approved list of people?
Neutral friends.
Neutral friends. Friends who will not take sides.
Na objective.
Yes.
Objective.
And, for example, for my wife and I, sa kanya, ako, it's my best friend. Sa kanya, it's also her best friend. So, ang nangyayari is...
Hindi yata nila alam yan.
Okay, so, yung best friend ko kasi, he takes things very objectively. So, when I told my wife na siya ang pipiliin kong go-to person ko when I need an outlet, she approved him. So, dapat ganun. The person that you're going to tell your marital problems to should be a duly approved person by your partner. And they know it.
And ako personally, I think dapat same sex.
Same sex?
Na friend.
Yeah. Okay. So, that avoids danger. That's
Oo,
also good
kasi
advice.
diba, parang emotional vulnerability yan eh. So, wala lang. Naisip ko lang in retrospect. Kaya may mga kilala ko na kunyari, Couples for Christ Counselor, tapos nagkukwento yung babae about problems with her husband, tapos nagka-developan yung counselor, tsaka yung chismis. Chismax. Pero yun na nga you have to be careful with who you, pour your heart
kaya that's why we have a caveat na dapat it's somebody that's duly approved by your partner. Na your partner is confident na you can spill your guts to that person. The reason for that is, that's only for if you are not ready to face your partner yet, or if there's an ongoing issue that you need to let out, pero not to your partner just yet.
Or maybe you're sorting out what you're going to say? Pwede ba yun?
Pwede. Basta ang importante is duly approved.
Duly approved. Ayan.
Tapos, saan na tayo ngayon?
Nabanggit mo rin kanina about fighting and kids. Diba? Although, minsan kasi, may mga moments talaga na magkakaroon kayo ng disagreement in front of the kids. And, yung isa sa mga, sino yun? Yung, nagpo-podcast dun sila, na couple.
I totally forgot.
Parang ang sabi nila, the best way is to model conflict resolution nga to your kids. Kung makita nila na, pwede ka naman palang mag-disagree without hurting somebody, without being mean, di later on in their future relationships or future interaction with others, kaya nilang, yun nga, mag-conflict resolution. Oo.
Yes.
And the parents can actually model that by, yun nga, following those steps that we gave kanina, using do not fight when you are
Hungry,
angry,
lethargic, and
tired. Or in other words, when you are triggered, you're high in your emotionality. And then, use of the I message. So, pag nakita pala nung mga bata na, even if they're disagreeing, they still love each other.
Yes, exactly.
Yun yung ating
so that's
goal.
That's the goal. When the kids show you fighting, see you fighting, the worst that could happen is they feel that you guys hate each other now. And the best thing that could happen is they see you fighting and they say, they're arguing but they love each other.
They're disagreeing,
They're
disagreeing but they
disagreeing,
love
but
each
they love each
other.
other. And that's the
Oo.
best thing that could happen. And maganda yan, pag nakita nila kayo, anong posture na pinag-usapan natin kanina while fighting. You're both sitting down, you're both looking into each other's eyes, you are both holding hands, and using I messages. I feel ganito, ganito. I feel ganito, ganito when you do this and when you do that. Pero just don't have the kids there when you're fighting naked.
Pero minsan din, may mga situations na parang paulit-ulit lang, no? Paikot-ikot yung argument or yung dialogue.
Circular logic.
Anong ibig sabihin nun? Hindi pa sila calm?
Hindi,
Or,
parang it's more like something that can't be solved right now.
oo.
If it's something that can't be solved right now, a solution will present itself at a later date.
Baka multidimensional yung problem.
Oo. Or hindi lang yon. Baka rin, one of the couple or both of them, yung surface feeling lang ang
Mas may malalim pang pinanggagalingan.
there is a deeper problem that needs to be addressed.
Yeah. That's why feelings nga are important to express kasi sometimes there's a deeper story, a deeper feeling to that initial feeling. 'Di ba may mga cases na akala mo galit, yun pala takot.
Oo. Like syempre kasi for a lot of guys, the response to everything is anger.
We're men, we're angry.
I'm a man.
Give me my...
I know somebody who's like that. If I feel weak, I'll be angry. If I feel hungry, I'll be angry because of food. So
Yun yung language niya.
yung language niya about anything that bothers him, that's anger. Ang problem din sa puro anger lang, you alienate people. And syempre, that's not the real feeling that you're supposed to convey to your partner. And so, nagiging circular lang yung argument. Pag nag-outburst yung isa, balik na naman kayo sa cool down phase. Paikot-ikot na paikot-ikot. So, sa ganitong infighting, instead, the best tip that I could give is, when fighting with your spouse, it's less about how we can fix it. It's less about what happened, but it's more about how I respond to what happened and why am I responding this way. Kasi the moment you get that for yourself, it's so much easier to tell it to your partner and make your partner see exactly how you felt and why. But when they understand that, medyo mahirap mag-away pag nakita na ng partner mo yun. Like, for example, the example kanina, yung husband, nakalimutan lang pick upin yung kids, pero nakuha naman niya on time.
Okay, sige.
Pero yung wife, hysterical na. Ganyan. So, nagalit na yung wife, bakit yun ganyan. Tapos, ang response ng wife is anger.
Okay.
Kasi, ganyan. Pero, later on, na-discover na yung wife pala may abandonment issues. The wife was abandoned by her father at a very young age. So, nung nakita niya yung asawa niya na iniwan yung anak niya, parang, ayun na, triggered na. Kumbaga. So, when fighting, even with the smallest things, like for example, hindi na ilalagay ng asawa niya yung lalaki, yung laundry niya sa laundry basket. May tumatawa dito dahil may tinatamaan. Yung kasama niya dito sa podcast, dalawa lang yung
umaamin ka na. Umaamin live. Mga...
So, kung nakalimutan niyang ilagay yung yung sa basket, sobrang simple lang nun. All the guy he needs to do is to correct it. Pero yung babae, magdanag, bakit mo ginawa yun?
Kasi...
Tapos, mag-aaway na yun. Kasi yung lalaki nananag na. So apparently, if you look at it, if they look inwards instead of outwards, malalaman na yung babae pala, she likes everything neat and tidy, and she feels that the house is very crowded, hindi siya makapag-relax dahil stress na siya. So it's not just about the laundry pala. It's about her current feeling towards herself, her stress levels. Tapos yung lalaki naman, parang stressed din, na parang ayaw na inuulit, ninanag kasi pagod pala sa trabaho, ganun pala. So, makikita mo, instead of saying ikaw kasi ang kalat-kalat mo, ganyan, Pwede namang sabihin ng wife na, I felt, ano ba? Anong feeling mo sa ganon? Oh, sige, sa guy's side,
sige.
sabi ko, I feel insulted and belittled every time na you keep repeating that I pick up my own clothes.
Oh.
Oh. Kasi hindi naman ako bata or anything. I just want to not think about tasks right now. I just want to detach kasi nga, I've had a really rough day.
Actually, may nakalimutan pala
Mas
tayo
may-
sa steps.
Ano yun?
After nag-iMessage, kailangan ulitin pala.
Yes, that's important.
Oo.
Oh, so pag sinabi ng wife mo na, I feel ganito when this happens, dapat ang husband mag-i-echo. I-echo niya yung sinabi ng wife. So let me get this straight, you feel this way when this happens. There's a reason for that. Para yung partner mo, she feels or he feels listened to. I-reflect mo yung words na sinabi niya. Kasi if she doesn't feel na nakikinig ka sa kanya, then what's the point of talking? So it's important na sinabi mo, in-echo mo, and that makes your partner feel listened to.
Oo.
And that's a big thing when it comes to putting each other into each other's shoes.
Yan. So, besides the iMessage, you have to reflect what the other person was feeling or say it again.
Oh!
Oh, exciting! We
Meron
have
kaming
a...
special guest tonight. Hello and good evening. We have a very special guest tonight. We are live, eyes. Our special guest is, how should we describe her?
Gorgeous. Artistahin. Wait lang, parang naka-loudspeaker ba siya?
Yes, oo. Gorgeous and artistahin daw. Okay, that's an apt description. Our guest for tonight is Aiza Caparasta Bayoyong from
Kompleto.
she's a love consultant. So yun, Aiza, we've been discussing how to fight.
Hi. Hello. Yeah, wait. First to everybody. Greeting to you guys. It's so fun and such an honor to be in this room.
Wow.
Grabe naman.
Sige, go ahead. Go ahead.
Ayun, we were just talking about why kinakailangan na i-echo yung iMessage ng partner after it's been delivered during the fight.
Okay. Hello.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Yes, I agree. Well, if you're asking me, it's important to echo, to repeat, to mirror back, to reflect what the partner who has yung strong feelings, so that that partner, that person who has the intense feelings, would realize, oh yeah, my partner is getting it. He or she is understanding exactly what I'm feeling.
So kasi ang discussion namin kanina is why it's important also to use iMessages. So we discussed that because we really want to encourage our partner to step into our shoes and see why we are responding this way to the fight stimulus, kung bakit namin ginagawa yun.
Correct, exactly. I agree with that. I don't know how much of that you talked about. Messages. Sorry, I'm so late. Signal's bad. What do you call this? iMessages versus you messages. It gets the person to. It's easier for the listener, the other person, to put themselves in the person's shoes when the one speaking is using I. If we start using accusatory or judgmental or false generalization statement towards the person and they feel attacked, then that's the fastest way that the listener's ears will close and they will
defensive
not
na.
be able to empathize or feel the other person because they're starting to feel hurt themselves. So the natural reaction is to protect themselves too. So yeah, that's correct. I agree.
Oo, defense mode kagad.
Automatic defensive.
Kasi parang
na.
attack eh.
Yun. On a lighter note, there are some of our elders sa Discovery Weekend who are saying na it may be advantageous to fight naked.
Narinig ba niya yun before?
To fight naked, yes, definitely. Definitely.
Okay,
You
advice.
stay angry.
Okay, our listeners, you've heard it from the expert.
Try nyo lang, tapos balitaan nyo kami.
Try it out and see.
Okay, wait. There's a caveat there. Just to, if you're gonna try this out, make sure you're in a private room. Okay? Oh, and that you're married pala.
And you're
We won't
married.
suggest this to the single couple.
And for all goodness, not in front of the kids.
Yes, not in front of the kids. Otherwise, you'll be sending them to therapy to heal them of the trauma.
Ayun.
Right,
Okay.
right.
As we won't keep you long, Aiza. We know you have a very busy schedule.
Yes.
Pero one last question. Do you have a
Sure.
message for couples who are finding it hard to follow HALT, yung hungry, angry, low and tired?
And fighting in general, parang
stop.
tips.
And,
Yes, because-
general tips also in fighting.
Okay. So, for all the couples out there, it's because we are built in different families, different culture of our families, even if we're all Filipinos, more so if we're not, if we're different nationalities. It's natural that there are things we're not seeing in the same way, and therefore there's a need to communicate, converse, sometimes argue our case and fight. But to do so with extreme emotion, heightened emotion, such as anger, such as very, very tired, such as very, very depressed or sad, or time constrained. Those are the halt, no? So when you're hungry, that's the worst time to talk to anyone, especially to a man. When you're very angry and low energy level, or
I
your
can
time
attest to that.
constrained, do not force the issue. However, it's difficult because I think it's Filipinos who have that saying, or maybe a lot of Christians in general, don't let the sun set on an argument. So even in weddings, that's still an advice. So when it's the end of the day, you're forcing the issue. No, we should finish this. We're told not to go to sleep when we're still angry at each other or fighting. There's some truth to that, in the sense that don't fall asleep without reminding yourself and your partner that there's still love. So it's something like, you know what, I still love you, but I'm really, really irritated with you right now, but I'm really tired to continue this argument. So let's continue this tomorrow at 10 o'clock a.m. or a specific appointment when the conversation will continue. And then a permission to go on a break, kumbaga truce. But there is still agreement, I love you still, but right now you're not likable in my eyes because I'm still angry. Right?
Ayun. Oh, Aiza,
Yeah.
may we ask kung how can people get in touch with you if they need your expert help?
Yes. Well, the Discovery Weekend is full of mentors who are very willing to help. In fact, just this afternoon, we had a mentoring session at the Camilo Center on fighting and anger. Exactly this topic. There will be a part 2 of the same topic, I think, in July or August. But we'll post the schedule in discoveryweekend.org, and those who want to attend, either graduates of this Discovery Weekend or non-graduates, they can sign up online. or they can call our office 426-1271. Look for our Officer Lala. But for us, also our center, our separate center, that's AMD Love Consultant. You can see us on Facebook. That's the easiest again. Facebook, AMD Love Consultant. You can PM us, send us a message, and we'll try to set up. We can see you and set appointment with you. We also have a lot of articles there and wisdom on keeping relationships with your partners or even with your children.
Yan.
Yay!
Thank you, Aiza.
Thank you,
so much.
Aiza!
Hopefully you can join us for our future episodes.
Yes,
I
is that
think
Shelo?
yes,
I'm
Shell's over
here. Hi! Thank you!
Okay, out to you guys.
Yes, actually, baka susunod namin na episode is about courtship. Baka namin makakuha kami ng
Millennial courtship.
Millennial courtship.
Oh, marami akong experience in courting my husband. Ay, mali.
Again, thank you very much,
Thank you,
Aiza.
Aiza!
Thank
To our
you,
listeners,
David.
again, that was Aiza Caparasta Bayoyo, AMD Love Consultant. Ang first na expert naming na bully.
More to come.
More bully
More
experts
bully.
to come. Thank you, Aiza. Have a good night.
You're welcome. Anytime. Bully me anytime.
Ayun.
Wow! We're so lucky tonight!
Yes, our first guest.
Yeah! At bigatin tong guest natin na to kasi talagang nag-guest yan sa mga radyo, TV, and free. Free siya nag-guest
Free siya nag-guest sa amin for like 8 minutes at wala kami PM binayaran. Bullying the experts.
Yeah, pero siguro next time, yung sound.
Yeah, we'll try to improve the sound kasi I think medyo low yung sound namin ngayon.
Yeah, we'll working on it. Working on it. Kasi munting podcast pa lang naman to, pero who knows, di ba? If you keep listening, keep asking questions.
And share it to your friends.
Yeah. So there. Meron pa ba tayong pahabol?
Ayun, actually, Aiza pretty much covered everything. Although if you guys have questions on fighting, just shoot us an email or better yet dito, message through YouTube or contact us in Facebook, me and Shelo, David Lieno and Shelo Lieno.
Yeah.
Mabilis lang naman yun. Just look for us in Facebook. Ask us any questions that you want regarding this current topic that we're talking about, which is fighting fair.
Yep.
Ayan.
Okay.
Okay. So next week, as we mentioned,
Courtship.
courtship. We'll be covering millennial courtship and how.
Millennial courtship.
Bakit millennial?
Parang Millennium Falcon.
Kasi ang sa akin lang is siguro we'll illustrate the differences between the courtship rituals
Now and then.
Now and then.
Ah.
Kasi tapos siguro how we can refine both or marry both. Kasi merong advantages yung courtship before and courtship now.
Okay.
May pros and cons
Okay.
both. So let's try to marry that. Siguro during the discussion, we can find a hybrid courtship na will be beneficial and still romantic and still may chivalry pa rin in terms of the guys. Hindi lang yung tipong text ka lang, okay na.
Oo nga. Ngayon
so,
kasi FB na lang
FB na lang, may date ka na. Okay.
So yun, thank you everybody for listening.
We had a rocky start sa ating podcast tonight. But I think we ended with a bang dahil
may guest kami. Woohoo!
Yes! Maraming salamat for joining us tonight in our episode 7 with the topic Fighting Fair. How to fight with no one getting hurt. Thank you everybody and please join us next week, same time, 8 o'clock Sunday.
Yep.
I will be covering courtship.
Bye-bye!
Spread the love everybody, spread the love.
Good night!